Hello, I'm going to be going through this video of Charlie Kirk and what he's talking about. So, rainbow-clad trans activist won't stop yelling nonsense at me. I'm going to watch that from Charlie Kirk, and I'm just going to be giving my opinions on it. Let's go.
Folks, let me tell you about my good friend Todd Nettleton from The Voice of the Martyrs. For over 2 decades, Todd has risked his life to bring attention to the persecution of Christians around the world. Now he's written a powerful book called Faith is Forbidden, detailing his travels and experiences. As a special...
I'm not going to play this, I'm just going to skip over it, but go check it out. Sounds cool. I haven't been paid by him, so I'm not going to play it, but... Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Just looking at her, I can tell. Sorry. Okay.
So why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? What is affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
I do. Anyway.
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
How is he hurting anyone? He hasn't gone up to, people who talk like her in front of Charlie Kirk. He hasn't gone up and punched them, so how's he hurting people?
Read the Constitution!
What?
She's just been stated with facts, and she can't deal with the reality of facts, and then she just goes... She can't debate with anyone. It's like the left side of America. Can't debate with anyone. So as soon as someone, yells something or says something to them that, they just can't stand because it's actually the truth, they just either put the middle finger up, start, taking the piss out of their looks, what they look like, what they believe for. Oh, he's this, that, and he's a racist, he's a racist. Sorry.
What rights am I taking away exactly?
You're trying to take away gender-affirming care for individuals. You are affecting abortion rights. You are hurting people.
I don't think he's hurting people more than the people who are physically murdering babies. And I believe abortion is murder, and I've heard Charlie Kirk say before, I don't think the mothers who are opting on that abortion to be the ones put in jail or whatever, it should be the people saying, yes, you can do this abortion because you're killing the child. And then obviously you can also put that child up if you don't want it for adoption or anything. That's legal. That isn't killing it. They've still got a nice life to live. Well, she's saying that he's hurting people by saying that abortion shouldn't happen. Well, abortion is killing babies. So I'm pretty sure killing babies is hurting more than a few words.
Got it.
So she's actually thinking that apparently words are worse than violence.
What is a woman?
What is a woman? It's what people identify as. Is a gender.
Male and female, man and woman, sex.
Sex is different. Sex is different from gender.
Okay.
So, can anyone be a woman?
Yes.
I'm a woman. I'm going to go in a women's changing rooms right now. Is that alright then? Because I'm pretty sure that's against women's rights. Is it not? Is it not? I'm just going to go, I don't know, go in the women's, changing rooms, get changed with women, see women my age, teenagers naked. Should I be able to do that? No? That's wrong. I'm pretty sure that's against women's rights, but according to this LGBT, bollocks. It's alright then.
At what point do you know you're looking at a woman?
Doesn't matter when you are looking at a woman. You don't have to look at a woman and immediately tell.
So I look at, let's say I'm at Asda, I'm working at Asda. Beep, just scanning my stuff. Hi sir, how are you today? I'm not sir. My apologies. What would your pronouns like to be called? What pronouns would you like to be called so you don't go upset and offended and then call me a racist, and transphobic, and homophobic? Excuse me, a thing. What do you identify? I'm not doing that.
You tell looking at a baby what gender they are without looking at their privates. Tell me that.
Sometimes.
I think she just likes looking at babies' privates, to be honest. She just seems like the type of person to do that.
Sometimes what about that baby is
Yeah,
different?
But hold on. By the time they're 6 months old, you could actually tell a young boy tends to gravitate more towards balls and remotes.
That's because of gender affirming. That is convincing individuals at a young age. You are socializing, putting them in situations where they want certain different things. Let's look at. So, let's say you were a little kid and your parents taught you to like pink. Let's actually look back in time. Pink actually used to be a male color instead of blue.
It did actually.
What world?
Actually,
in the 1920s.
So
she just seems like sassy, and I don't like it because she's like, it's just.
So you say that I'm here to take people's rights away.
Yes.
That is your main contention.
Yes, because
Right.
you are affecting the LGBT. You are affecting women's rights. If I
Affecting LGBT, which practically means affecting a stupid culture which has mental disabilities. Yeah, okay. Just don't do this. This is a stick I got from the woods that I carved. Yeah. And this will probably be going on my Liverpool channel. So I do have to wear better NFC stuff. Just to combine the two.
was pregnant. Oh, wait, let's go back to this. Abortion is anything. If I had a cyst on my uterus, that would be considered an abortion.
What?
Yes, it
No, it's
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, it's not.
not.
Yes, it is. Look at.
That-
Okay,
No.
anything that is involving the uterus.
Well, no. In
Have you actually looked up the definition for abortion? Hold on, let's have a look. Excuse my spelling if I spell anything wrong. Definition of abortion. Is that there? Abortion. Is that's even how you spell it? Abortion. Deliberate termination during the first 28 weeks of pregnancy. Concerns it as abortion. Okay.
Abortion.
Exactly. The deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, murder, often performed during the first 28 weeks. Well, actually, anything above 20 weeks, well, the youngest baby ever is 20 weeks. The youngest baby that's actually survived outside the womb survived at 20 weeks. So, those last 8 weeks could have been viable.
In order for it to be an abortion, it must be a human life.
No, anything that is
Yes.
Deliberate termination of a human pregnancy. Oh my god. What's the definition of pregnant? You know, having a child or young development in the uterus. Or a young... Do you have to have a human in the must be present in the womb? A human. Okay, well, it's a fetus, not a human. Meaning of word. Sorry for my spelling, if I spell anything wrong again. An offspring or of a human. It's not a human, it's a fetus. Human.
involving the uterus and you have to get rid of it, it is considered abortion.
No, that's
Yes,
not how
it
that's
is.
not how it works. So again, you say I'm here to take rights away.
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not alive.
No, but let's go back. Do you
Is life a right? I actually don't know. I'm going to search it up. Is life right? Yes. Wrong.
Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Exactly.
Depending on how many weeks, but let's.
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away?
Yes, yes.
I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You
Is issue involving both ethical and legal consideration while the fetus does not have independent rights or existence to prior birth. Well, actually does though, doesn't it? Well, not before 20 weeks of order by go, because most abortion is between 28. The answer is yes, because the last 8 weeks it would be viable outside the womb, which means it would be alive outside the womb, which means it has its own heartbeat, and if it has its own heartbeat, it is alive. So, a living thing has the right to live.
You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So, when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human
At conception.
being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
At conception. So, even if I had a miscarriage, what are you going to say about that?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy?
Yes.
Okay, then let's talk about, like, what
nothing
if it's
you can do about
affecting the woman?
A miscarriage, because the shoe's probably going to go, a miscarriage is the same as abortion now. Abortion is done by human. It's done on purpose for a human. A miscarriage, you have no control over it. You could be trying for a baby for years and years, get miscarriage after miscarriage. Yet can be, try a baby for 2 months and end up getting like twins, and you only wanted one, and you didn't have enough money for one, so you get to get an abortion and get rid of one.
Or anybody who is pregnant in this situation, what if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be f***ed over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year.
Yeah. No.
And so, yes, it is.
Have you seen how many individuals have already died because they haven't been...
How many... Oh, got me a phone for the hill. Shut up. That's gone with Copilot. How many mothers have died while giving birth, but abortion could have been possible? Sorry about my spelling, like. How many in the last, let's say, 5 years? How many in the last 5 years? Oh my god, just give me a number. Sorry for my spelling once again. Estimate, there you go. We're recording for 14 minutes now, we're only 4 minutes through. Well, just give me it. 200 and that many annually. Okay. A few.
Able to get abortion
care. In the life of the mother can be put aside as something that needs to be considered. However, it's not always necessary. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother.
Yeah,
1.5 million.
Yes,
but let's just ask you a very simple question. When does human life begin?
Did you? The old chose to have sex. If you can't afford to have a baby, why have sex? Well, that's... Sorry about that.
Opinion is going to start around the second trimester, a little more farther along. But let's get to this. Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already.
But the crowd literally said themselves, you chose off sex, so what? So why?
2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor.
So in the first couple weeks, even though it's still not fully developed, doesn't even have a heartbeat, doesn't even have brain
Development
activity.
does not equal dignity. A human being is a human being regardless of the process of development that it is in. Period. And so who's trying to take rights away?
You think, oh, I'm pregnant, and then pregnant means human being.
I actually want more human beings to
Then
be
why
born.
are you affecting LGBT?
Well, hold on, we're talking.
That's got nothing to do with anything.
Let me finish on abortion. I want more human lives, which, by the way, hilariously, would be more women would be born, because the right to life is paramount. You're trying to take rights away because you're okay with the massacring of little humans. Back to LGBT.
It's been going throughout history, though. Abortion has been a big thing for a long time.
No, I'm just going to call it LGBTQ+. I'm just going to call it LGBTQRSTUSVWX, and Z. Just keep adding. You add an R on now. LGBTQTRS, whatever.
And it affects people. And it hurts people.
So as murder and slavery and child sacrifice. There's
That is completely different.
No, it is murder. Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Define what is murder.
Ooh.
What is murder? Are you going to be talking about first-degree murder, like homicide, like going and
Murder.
having the intent to kill? Having the intent to kill somebody, but
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
not saying
So
a
a
clump
human
of
being,
cells
right?
is, yeah, but a clump of cells
Well,
is different.
hold on, time out. If it's a
I saw in the video where Charlie Kirk debated, was it 25 college students? One of them was saying murder should actually mean the unjustified killing of another human being. And I thought, that's a good point. Because he also made the point, well, if someone, broke into my house and, intended to kill my family, I'd just be like, I killed them. That's what they've deserved anyway.
clump of cells, what species is it?
What species is it?
Yes. What species?
It depends. Whatever's going to be pregnant, whatever you're trying to abort.
Is it a Homo sapien, a crocodile, or a raccoon? Which one is it? What species is it? Oh, wait, so if it...
So it's a human with human rights.
It's a human clump of cells, then it's a human life deserving of human rights. And the first right is life. And so you could call it a clump of cells, which is dehumanizing language, but I'll go back to this. Ironically, you're the one that is actually intruding on human rights. We're the one protecting human rights.
But you're trying to get rid of the option so people can have rights to their own body. If someone does not want to have a child, they...
I might just stop the suffering of everyone watching this right now, and I'm just going to look at something else. What else is there? Let's have a look. That's the same woman, but Photoshop. That's class. What about the I'm gonna try on that Charlie Kirk versus 25 college students. Here it is. I've watched.
I don't want to say murder is justified, guys. Wait, danger.
Syringe going, who are the ones that for mass
guy.
propaganda. Secondly, the people who should go to jail are the abortionists, who are the ones that have been putting the abortion pill, the ones that have been doing procedures, the ones
murder as the unjustified termination of family, gun at the heads of me and everything. Okay, first of all,
do we have our terms correct? We agree?
Actually, no. So first of all, I would like to refine our terms. I have 2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as like intentionally like killing a human being. I think that's a very poor way to define murder, because if someone were to like break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from from killing my family, I don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that.
Yeah.
So self-defense is very warranted.
Exactly.
It is, yeah. And I think it would be a good point to put in the law that murder is the unjustified killing of a human being, but the self-defense That's a right, isn't it? That's a lot, Charlie Kirk. Let's have a look. There was one video.
I fully acknowledge this is a radical view that makes people laugh, but it's true, is that when a citizenry gets disarmed, there's no way we can defend ourselves against a government that potentially might become tyrannical.
Yeah,
people,
of course.
And people think that that's a nutty...
That person seems like someone who would disagree with Charlie Kirk fully, but people can always be redeemed.
thing to say. Just look at the 20th century of Mao, of Hitler, of Pol Pot.
Elon Musk actually voted for Biden in the 2020 election. I think that was Joe Biden's one vote before he rigged it.
What happens when they take the firearms away. Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I do. I don't necessarily agree with that our government. Well, actually, no. I do agree that, like, hypothetically, if we disarm, let's say, like, all California residents, that a tyrannical government could just, like, come in and, like, you know, do whatever they want. Like, technically, that's right. On the, I think the possibility of that actually happening is, like, extremely low.
But it is a
Do you acknowledge it's a possibility?
Yeah, of course, it's a
No,
possibility.
you're intellectually honest. Good for you.
Of course.
I fully acknowledge this is a radical view that makes people laugh, but it's true, is that when a citizenry gets disarmed, there's no way we can defend ourselves against a...
Yeah, that is. Ignore this. And it's a good point. It is a good point. So yeah, that is a good point. I'm gonna leave it like that now. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.